Hi, guys. I'm going to do a relatively quick reading on missing Mizzou student Riley Strain. Unfortunately, we have another college age young man that went on a trip to Tennessee with his frat brothers, and they went out partying, and he had too much. And from what I can kind of gather, the bar that he was at had him leave, but his family is saying that they wouldn't allow um, one of the fraternity brothers that wanted to leave with him or go with him to exit the same way. I really don't know all the ins and outs, but my concern is, will he be found? Unfortunately, even without the cards, pardon the wound back, I don't. I get a feeling of him being not on the earth anymore. But I sadly feel this is a recovery. And I feel it really strongly. I wasn't going to do a reading on it, but I just thought, well, I'll go ahead and just see if I can find out whether or not he will be recovered. So let me just throw the cards here and see what I get. Let's see, he was in Nashville. So, and there was unfortunately a river nearby. If you've watched some of the footage, it's pretty hard to watch where he's stumbling down the street. The bar that he was in needs to be done for over serving him, because that guy, there's a part where he stumbles and falls in the middle of a street and by a pole, and there's really hardly a median or anything, and he laid there for a while and then he gets back up. I don't really understand why people seeing somebody like that wouldn't kind of stand back and maybe call 911 and just say, look, there's a guy out here that's dressed like this, describe what he looks like, and that he looks like he doesn't know what's going on. I wish people had thought to do that, but a lot of these times you just think, somebody's on drugs or some kind of substance, and I don't want to be part of that, and you just look to get away. But unfortunately, he was on his own, and I just think it's probably more of a recovery than finding him, let's say, in a hospital or something like that. So I just want to look at, will Riley Strain be found? Will Riley Strain be found? Will Riley Strain, the Mizzou student, will he be located? He's a very tall young man as well. It'd be very difficult to miss him. And there were people walking past him and everything. And, I can't blame everyone else. But I think that what we need to do as a society is, when we see someone like that, male or, female, whatever, doesn't matter. When you see somebody that out of it, make a call, describe what they're wearing, tell, where you're at and what the cross street is or whatever, and at least try that way. I think it's important. Riley Strain from Mizzou, from Columbia. That's southern Missouri. Will he be found? Okay. I keep getting the Hanged Man card for him, and I don't really like that. To me, it does signify the delay, that there is a delay in finding him, but it also makes me feel like it's a recovery. And I do get the Nine of Wands. I feel like that fall that was on camera, he took a pretty hard fall and he went kind of face down. He could have become injured at some point with this Nine of Wands and the Hanged Man. He could have sustained some kind of injury while he was really under the influence and succumbed. I think it's just a matter of finding him. The cards indicate to me that, unfortunately, I think it's a recovery. There's the Two of Swords. To me, this is the blackout, being kind of blacked out, not really being aware, and not taking action. This might be it leading up to like Barr not taking action, proper action, in my opinion. Whether you throw no matter who you throw out, I don't think they need to be alone. I think they should have a friend go with them. And if they can't find a friend, I think they should contact that person's family or something. Really, honestly, it would prevent so many unnecessary disappearances. And I get the Judgment. So, you know what? Yeah, I think there will be a judgment coming. People, I think he will eventually be, unfortunately, recovered and not discovered living. There's graves on this card right here of Judgment, but it's also a card of holding people responsible and a new awareness. So this is a big lesson, not only for the frat brothers that were with him and his family and his community, but I think also society in general needs to realize that this is something that can be prevented, and we do not have enough in place with bars in dealing with patrons that become too inebriated or too under the influence of something. This to me looks like this is going to be looked into. There is an accountability that is looked into, and to me this is someone trying to deny that, but I think that's going to be flimsy. The denial will be flimsy compared to the Major Arcana card of Judgment. And I don't think it's just for Riley, young and making those choices, or his frat brothers, but I think, like I said, these establishments, these pubs, these bars, these places, there needs to be some set rules in helping people that are too messed up. They should not just be put out on the street. And I think they may have thought because he was over 6 foot, I think he may have been like 6'6", very tall fellow, that he'll be fine. No, when you're that blackout, and he clearly on the video is a hot mess. He was blacked out. There is recognition here with the Six of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. So I think some people will be working together um, to do something about this. And I feel like to do with the responsibility, you know, and being responsible for one's actions. Not only is Riley responsible, in large part, for making the choice, of course, to go out and unfortunately have too many drinks, but the bar establishment has been around longer. They should really be much better prepared to deal with people, after all, that come to their establishment to party it up. There shouldn't just be dumping people out. And I think that there should be, if not a criminal case, as at least a civil case by his family against whoever it was that kicked him out that night and made that decision, plus the bar. Um, to me, there is going to be some sort of, um, I feel like, with the Three of Pentacles, with more than one person working on this, I think it could be successful in holding them accountable, that they would be successfully sued or whatever. We have the Hermit, and we have the King of Pentacles. I do think he will be found. And then there is that card of being alone. It's possible the Hermit may indicate that he's a little further than where they may have expected to initially be looking for him. A lot of times the Hermit is kind of little hidden places or much further out. And we get the King of Pentacles. So I feel like that could be Riley, or someone that finds him, frankly, that might go out looking, trying to help out. Yeah, I think they will eventually find him. I do get water in both cards of Temperance and the Three of Wands. I still feel that, unfortunately, as well with the Hanged Man, that there's going to be a delay that may come up. There already has been a delay, but it might extend a bit more before they find him, but they will eventually find him. And I think the Temperance indicates, it feels like to me like the all the different pieces of information will begin to come together, and they will get an idea, a much better idea of what occurred. That footage is very telling. We have the Two of Pentacles. This is an instability, and the Three of Swords, a great deal of sorrow, suffering. And also, it can be when just heartache, I'm sure, for the community. Interesting also with the Two of Pentacles kind of going back and forth, this balance, we get the same kind of movement with Temperance. So it feels like to me there's some juggling going on to find him. No doubt, because you're also dealing with two different states. So maybe these authorities will join together or help each other. but it would be primarily on Tennessee's watch to figure it out. But I think that they will, and they will find him and see what happened. Great deal of sorrow here. So it just, yeah, Four of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. This is the family. And I think, trying to allow him to be independent. But I feel like there was some issue maybe with bullying going on. Maybe that's why they had him leave, or just being obnoxious maybe in some way with that Five of Swords. I think also the way that it's handled isn't very, and by that I mean like to begin with the bar kicking him out the way that they did wasn't very thoughtful. It's just like more like you're now no longer a customer, you're just a pest. So we're not, despite the fact that you clearly have no idea what's going on, we wash our hands of you. It shouldn't be that way. I'm getting the Queen of Swords and not the Hermit, but the Pope. The Hierophant. This kind of could be small thinking, or it could be very limited thinking. And a woman that's pointing that out is what I feel. And I feel like that could be a mother. It could be a lawyer. It sure looks like this is more of a recovery. So I'll just leave it there and keep his family in my mind. And because I feel that he's on the other side now. So, yeah, I'll leave it there. If you appreciate readings of this nature, please do give me a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video, which happens to be on St. Patrick's Day this Sunday, where I will be reading on some stuff from the royal family that I do have some personal curiosity about and have wanted to cover. So join me if you can, and I'll see you then. Bye. And please keep your prayers up and your thoughts for the Strain family, that hopefully the delay can be curtailed and he'll be found much more soon. Anyway, that's all. Take care.